Oops. Hello, beautiful, blessed family. I'm assuming that no one even knows I'm on tonight. I didn't have a plan to come on tonight. It's really late. But I wanted to touch base on with you some of the struggles that I've been going through lately. And in 2020, I made a video, and it was in the cold. I was walking outside, and I was saying that it's a new year, that the enemy was doing some new things in people that he was going to use in this hour. And he led me to understand that I was going to meet somebody that was going to profess to be something that he's not. Well, it all happened. It all happened. And to make a long story short, this ministry is supposed to be my main focus during this time. And it ended up not being my main focus because of this distraction. There's a lot of distractions in my life, a lot of devils speaking into my mind, telling me that there's other things that were more important, and the devil was using people. And so I met someone who had an opportunity for me to help, not only help but make money doing it, helping someone. But unfortunately, during that time when that was happening, the prophecy over my life that I was going to meet someone who was not what person said they were came to light. And during that, because of that encounter, I revisited a lot of old habits that I had left behind. And almost everything about me, the enemy studied, apparently, and attacked. So everything that was good about me, that is good about me, everything that God had dealt with in me, old habits that had been broken, came back. I'll give you one example. As I was growing up, I used food as a crutch. I used food as a crutch, a way to deal with pain. A lot of us do that. A lot of us eat and we're not even hungry. And I've talked about this many times when after the Lord led me to do a 40-day fast, that we eat too much, we eat too often. Oh, bless you. Bless you from New Mexico. I'm glad that I caught you. Well, I'm not too sure. Maybe I should wait a little bit to see who else might come on, because no one's expecting me. I know this, and I just expected that maybe I'd be able to do a quick live and come off. But I didn't know if people did come on that I'd be able to say hi and engage you and let you know where I've been, why I've been kind of in missing in action. And and just to let you know that I encountered witchcraft and warfare at a level that I've never seen before. And witchcraft comes in many forms. You could either deliberately be practicing witchcraft, engaging in magic, sorcery, or lies, slander, manipulation, gaslighting. They're all from witchcraft. And I was talking a lot about narcissism at one point, a lot about it. And not just me, a lot of people are talking about narcissism. And so let me go back to why this is significant, what happened with me. Now, um, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Heather. Happy New Year, Jennifer. When I was younger, I used food as a crutch, as a pacifier, something that I use to help me feel better. A lot of us do it. And a lot of the mediums that people use, that the government or people use to project messages to us, is used to convey the message that when you're not feeling good, you grab a Coke or you grab a sandwich or you go to your favorite restaurant or whatever. Okay, these are subliminal messages because those messages that have been planted in our minds and innately we should eat when we're hungry, not when we're told or when it's set to eat. Like our body tells us when we're hungry. Anyway, so when I was younger, I was taught to eat as a form of comfort. Yes, we are meant to enjoy food, but it's not meant as a pacifier. It's meant to nourish our bodies. So I used to eat what I was told to eat as a child. I was a little bit like heavy set as a child. Basically, playing sports saved my life in that way, and I ate, but I ate fairly healthy. That's how I was raised. But I also played sports like some point in my life, but it wasn't an issue. But then before and after that, I developed an eating disorder, and that was based on having to eat what I was told. I was given big portions of food, and oftentimes I wasn't hungry. So I was taught to, one, eat what I was told, so eat big portions of food, and then also two, eat beyond the point of being hungry. So I know my body was telling me that I was full, but I was forced to eat what I was given. I'm not too sure why that is. That could be based on my parents' experience with lack. You know, when you go through a period of lack, you don't want to waste anything. Anyway, so when I went through my 40-day fast with you guys, and I was led to do this channel, I overcame everything that was a issue for me that would be led to sin. So there's issues to do with food, but there's also issues to do with intimacy, and those are all those things that ail us, that hold us back, are all to do with being possessed. They're all demon influenced. So I encountered a person who led me to understand. No, it didn't restart. I don't know if there's an issue, but we'll see later on. Um, I was helping someone with their business, and um, the level of warfare and attacks against my physical well-being, against my life, were extraordinary. Not only that, there's a point where I was eating and I didn't want to eat. I was always being given food to eat. I was always being compensated for the work that I did, and the food that I was given, oftentimes, if not was off, not oftentimes, if not always, was cursed. And how I know this is because when I eat the food that I was given, my stomach would act very weird. It would be either curdling or um, anyway. This encouraged the resurfacing of this old habit, this old eating disorder, and I also encountered Christians who practice the same thing the world practices. And when I tell you that I know and understand and really truly believe now more than ever that when you interact with people who are engaging in sin, it's transferable. That you can actually, even if you're not partaking in it, it influences your thinking. It plants seeds in your mind that weren't there before. So when the Lord tells you to come up from among them, He's not just saying it as an option. It really, for our salvation's sake, it's important to be careful about who you interact with. So I don't know if this may sound kind of complicated and all over the place, but I'm going to try my best to get this out there without insulting anybody and without really divulging the whole scenario. But I'll just tell you this. During the time that I was helping with this, but it was supposed to be an opportunity to help someone with their business, but also make a little money on the side, because as I mentioned, YouTube had interceded on my channel and made it impossible to make a video and reach all the subscribers I've had. Subscribers are being deleted, and subscribers are being deleted. Out and my videos were being interfered with. You know, there's a whole bunch of things happening with the channel I had mentioned. Anyway, that's no excuse though. We're supposed to trust God. Good to see you from Louisiana. We have family in laws from there. Okay, so basically the bottom line is this: I'm back out of obedience. I almost lost my finger. There was an accident um, that injured my finger in a way that di I was wearing gloves. Something collided with my finger, and when I took the gloves off, there was blood dripping all over the place. And I realized that this could take my life. If I'm disobedient, God can remove His hand of protection off of my life. And I this goes back to the idea that I'm kind of shocked and humbled by the fact that God uses me the way He does. I don't have the same foundation as people who talk to. Oh my goodness, I don't have the same foundation as people who share information with you, like Celestial from the Masters of Ways. Her foundation is much more polished than mine in regards to like what she, actually so far in regards to what she shared. So we don't know for sure, but based on what I'm hearing, she's had a very God-driven, God-led experience in life. My experience was the same, but it was more so the Lord protected me um, throughout the course of my life, and I wasn't privy to that until um, years later. I didn't know why certain things didn't kill me. I didn't know why certain things didn't have to happen to me as a child. I didn't know why I had people in my life that would hurt me for no reason. I didn't know why I was so nice, always so forgiving. I didn't know why I made the choices I made. I had no idea. Oh, okay. So as I just mentioned, I say that someone just asked. Thank you for that. Where Celestial is? Celestial's still there. Um, I still see her channels, but what I noticed is that whenever I highlight something or someone, I'm sure her channel's going through some stuff. Um, I'm sure she's experiencing some attacks now. I don't see her notifications come up as often as I used to, and well, she's still there. She's still putting up videos, maybe not as often as she did initially. But I'm almost I'm anticipating and guaranteeing that her channel is going through some significant warfare. If they're not doing the same thing they're doing to me, I know for sure at least they are uh, being very critical about what she's putting out there. So it's difficult for her to put things. She's being very selective. If you've watched her last few videos, she's being very selective as to about what she says and how she shares what she shares. And she wasn't always that way. And so I know that we are all of us who share are all going through some stuff. And so um, pray for her, pray for me. I have to dedicate my time and my energy to this platform because every time I go, I've been through situations with this particular situation before that led me away from doing this ministry. Um, and in the guise of making a little bit of money to help my daughters. I have 4 daughters. And the situation has been very complicated. I don't know if the Lord wants me to share everything. I don't want to share it until I pray about it to let the Lord guide me as to how I should share it. But I will tell you that my life and a lot of people who share what they share with you, our lives aren't protected unless we are obedient and we allow the Lord to protect us. There's no agency out there that protects us. The only one, like I said, who can protect us is our Heavenly Father. And oh, thank you for that. Let's see. One second. I'm trying to get that to come up again. I don't know why it's disappearing. Why the chat is. Hold on, let's see here. Okay. Okay, it says she has gone somewhere. Been 2 months. She said she would doing something else. Really? Grace and peace, Lee. I'm very sad about that. I'm gonna have to see if I can message her. Shalom. That's very unfortunate because she does have other platforms, and in her obedience to the Lord, I'm sure if the Lord's telling her this is enough, because she has no tolerance for garbage. And if she can't freely speak, she will focus on her other platforms, and she does have platforms um, that I've gone into, but they're not as easy to access. And I think she did allude to the idea that we should go and check out other platforms because um, I think she was noticing that something was going on with her messages and what she was sharing here. And so I'm gonna have to go find. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff because I was consistently getting messages from her. Do you she said that she was going somewhere in one of her last videos, one of the last videos that are uploaded, because that means I haven't seen her last video. And that makes sense because I had been preoccupied with other things, and the notifications that I was getting from her were not coming anymore at some point. I would have to go looking for her stuff. So that makes sense. Thank you for that. Because I was watching videos. The videos for her did pop up, and maybe the Lord was leading me to um, finish watching all the ones I had missed, and then eventually I'd see the message about her not being here. Thank you. I didn't know that. Look at my face. Even my face is fuller than it had been, which is not a bad thing because at my age, I think lots of things happen. Hi, John from Scotland. Shalom. Bless you. Thank you for being here. I missed you all. I definitely did miss you all. Hi, Theodore. um, so I forgot how much the Lord used me on this platform, but also how much you guys gave to me when I was doing this consistently. And I have to trust that the Lord will just continue to provide for me while I'm doing this, even though YouTube has made it almost impossible for me to get any revenue from doing this. Um, I don't know how they do it, what they do, but I know that um, they don't have a choice for who they serve, and the ability for them to do what they do. They're gonna do what they're told. That's that. So yeah, it's interesting what they're and the thing is, it's a big platform that now has celebrities. There's a time when this is strictly for regular people to share information that they have been led to share, whether it be gifts that they have, messages that they have, things they've learned. It used to be a free platform, but now that when it became big and they realized people that were regular people were influencing people, celebrities got wind of it, and now this platform is no longer what it was. It's not the same. So the name gives you an idea of what the foundation of the original purpose of the platform was, and now that it's bigger, it's no longer that, which I understand. But the Lord led me to understand that I should be continue to do this, and that I should look into other ways to share what I share. At one point, there was an opportunity for me to share, have membership, and have people see videos, specific videos outside of this regular platform. Um, so, like a membership kind of thing. Um, what's it called? Patreon is one where you go to Patreon and I can share freely there. Hi, Rachel. Oh, girl. Rachel asked if I've been well. Well, part of the reason why I decided that I need to cut ties with, basically walk solo. I for my own. At first, I'm very thick skinned. At first, it was like, no, I can deal with this. The Lord says we should forgive our enemies. Blah blah blah. But that's what I was doing. I was, in spite of the fact that I was being treated so poorly. I mean, I was treated so poorly. Gaslighted. I was being disrespected. I was being abused in so many ways. But I kept on. I'd say, found this. I'd identify what the issue was, and I would leave. But then I would go back, and every time I went back, it got worse. It was a typical narcissistic situation. And the thing is, though, I'm the type of person, I don't mind being by myself. I do, but my the clincher for me was forgiving and to forgive your enemies. That's the scripture that kept getting me. And I was always even asking the Lord to lead me to like understand like what is it? I need another scripture, something that will lead me to make it okay for me to walk away from the situation. And the scripture was come out from among them. Come out from among them. And I got confirmation that what I was encountering, a lot of it was witchcraft. And that's what led me to be okay with walking away. A couple days ago, I was still engaged in the situation, and my face right now looks so much more youthful than it did. Like I looked like I was gonna die. My face looks so worn and old, and I realized that it was all spiritual. I was being everything, all my virtues, everything that was good about me that the Lord did for me. Like all my life, I've always been athletic. All my life, my skin has always been. I've had such really nice skin. I'm 53 years old, and my body does not look 53. I've had 4 children. You can't tell, and all those virtues were being sucked away, and I really realized it was being done spiritually. It was a spiritual attack. It was magic. Like the food I was eating, I'd fast, intermittent fast, and eat like one time a day, which is supposed to help you maintain a certain weight, even if you don't exercise. And I found that like I'd like make like chicken soup or something, go to sleep and wake up, and it's like I gained 10 pounds overnight. It was absolutely insane. And I realized a lot of what the people were telling me that was happening to me and accusing others was happening and coming directly from those people. So I learned a lot about the spiritual realm in a very short time, and I realized that okay, it's difficult to care about people and to have a good heart towards what happens with people and realize that their intentions towards you are not good and not know why. And my days trying to figure out why someone could hate you are over. It's spiritual. One thing I will say about this, um, there's a time when I was growing up, I wanted to always I knew I wanted to help people, and eventually I ended up going into nursing. I left nursing God's direction and His will, and I went into counseling. And during the time I was helping people, whatever I went through as a child made my heart. I was so passionate about helping people, particularly youth and their families. And during this time when I was in a position where I could help people through counseling, I discovered that you could love people and help people, and they could hate your guts anyway, and probably hate you more because you are kind enough to like them. Like either because they don't know why you like them or why you want to help them, they see you as being weak. But now that I've been doing what I've been doing lately, I realize it's deeper than that. It's very spiritual. Um, we used to invite, as a community or a society, invite things into people's homes like Harry Potter and the Twilight series. These are all like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. All these things, Disney. You know that wand, the fairies and stuff like that. Those are all witchcraft. And it's almost like just like Christmas, because it's painted in a beautiful way, in a pretty way. And we welcome them into our home through the medium of television, through radio, through internet, through phone, and we leave our children to sit in front of these things and absorb these ideas and these premises, and not thinking that it's going to impact us. Well, now look at where we are. Do you ever wonder how our society is filled with narcissism and narcissistic people with narcissistic tendencies or narcissists? What do you think the consequence was for us to allow those things into our home, into our lives? I just saw something. Hold on. Minister switching from Patreon because YouTube, Facebook control this algorithms. Build an email list if you become such a. Amen. Okay. Yeah, people are switching to Patreon for sure, and I'm gonna have to do that. I do believe. I think what I'm doing is being stubborn, maybe lazy. because the Lord led me to do that a long time ago. And you know what, too? I did go over to a couple platforms that allow you to speak freely. And what I found is that because the platform is different, it takes a while to navigate through it. And I wasn't get a lot of the time to navigate through the platforms that I once did because I was being distracted. I was doing other things in the guise of being kind and helpful to others. People whose focus are not even the kingdom. People who profess to be Christian and are engaged in witchcraft. This is the stuff I was focused on. Mind you, I'll tell you, I did learn a lot. So I'm not ungrateful. I'm thankful for the Lord, what the Lord put me through. But let me tell you, I learned a lot. Sorry, guys. Let's make sure this is clean. It should be better. Yeah, I learned a lot, and I'll show you my finger. My finger right there. You can see these two fingers, the joints. Now what I have to do, this is the one that was hurt. See how it's swollen there a bit, and it's hard to bend. There's a little opening right here. You can see that. That's the thing and the thing is that when that happened, the people that were around me didn't even care. It's almost like if my finger fell off, it wouldn't be a big deal. That I probably should have went to the hospital to see if it needed stitches because it was really deep, and it might have had a fracture. But if it was fractured, it'd probably be much more painful than it is right now. It is tender and it does hurt a lot because the impact was extraordinary. But no, I think my finger is fine. Although my daughters are all saying that I need to go to the doctor to get it x-rayed. And I would, just to appease them, I will do that. But yeah, when I almost lost, when this happened, I realized I need to get out of the situation. I need to focus on what the Lord asked me to focus on. And I have too many gifts and too intelligent to be doing what I was doing under the supervision that I was doing it under. I was being abused, to say the least. I was being handled very abrasively. And so, yeah, so that's that. Anyone have anything they want to share or talk about? I'm being, like, basically, you guys are catching me up on a couple things. Celestial being gone, I had no idea that she had left. And so I'm going to be doing this Sabbath. I basically spent today just kind of relaxing, purging some things, putting some things away. And I will spend tomorrow organizing a more sensible platform for me to share what I'm sharing. That being said, I do not have an email list. I need an email list. So if you're watching, and I will update the description and ask that you email me, and because I have people who email me regularly. Email me so I can share with you where I'll be going. Now there was over 18,000 subscribers on this channel, and YouTube and whatever powers may be gradually deleted people till now there's 17,000. It was like you see like 40 people deleted here over the course of a couple years. They were doing that. So I do a video or something, and then they you see that there's the last month 40 people were deleted or subscribers were gone. And people have had added themselves to my channel because of some things that I'd shared that they resonated with them. You know, so one day you go to bed and one day you wake up and you realize, oh my gosh, why are there so many people subscribed to the channel? And I realized that God had led me to do this for a reason. So now that I know that the people who have a gift to do this are finding other avenues to do this, I'm going to have to really take it seriously and look into it. So that will be my focus now. I will still come on and share information. There's a lot that I need to share. There's a lot going on. A lot of whistleblowers. If you've noticed, a lot of things that are happening in the dark are being brought to the light. A lot. And these are not for Christians, but for people who are. And if you're a Christian, you're not living under a rock. So if you have social media, you are aware that, and you have maybe, if you do watch YouTube or Instagram, you may know some names I'm going to throw out there right now. Candace Owens, Jaguar Wright, um, oh God, I remember his name, something, Orlando Brown, Kanye West. These are four people who are, Cat Williams, are four people who are with us today, who have a voice and who are privy to information that most of us do not have, who are sharing information. I don't know if the Lord must be allowing it because they're sharing it freely. And most people who share information the way that they're sharing usually are intimidated to share it, but they feel that it's time to share certain truths. So a lot of the information or things that have been happening behind the scenes that people aren't privy to, Jaguar Wright, Cat Williams, um, Candace Owens, who else? Cat Williams, Orlando Brown, and a few others are sharing information about celebrities and the powers that would be, so that we are aware of what's really going on. A lot, all if not a lot, or if not all of what we are experiencing right now is all a show. These movies about the Matrix and about the blue pill, red pill is alluding to this, letting you know what's really going on, but people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear. So I say this and then I leave it. And oftentimes when I say things and I leave it, people come back and say, "Oh my gosh, you said this." Yes, I did say it. I'm not too sure why God gives some of us a gift to be able to see things ahead of time and others not. But some people think that it's kind of cool that they can say something and later on it comes to pass. I find it very frustrating that people don't listen because I hate to see people go through pain unnecessarily. And I find that when people don't listen, that's what happens to them. And one more point, the Lord, He continues to lead me to understand that 2003 is going to be a year of lack. And I see it manifesting itself. I see that um, the Lord is allowing this, and we are to take this seriously out of obedience. Um, if you don't have, if you're not living out of your pantry and restocking your pantry periodically, that's a mistake. Um, I know the enemy has led us to understand that it's good to go out and get fast food to support the businesses out there. Um, I think it's good that businesses thrive, but I think it's important that you understand that when we have this period of lack, it's going to be extraordinary. We're going to have shelves that are going to be empty or most for the most part empty. We're going to have the inability to access food or supplies in the way that you're used to. So the ingredients you'll need to make a complete meal, you won't be able to access that all at the same time. So this is a warning. It sounds like it's a final warning because I do believe 2023 is the year that this is going to be, and I've been prepared a lot for many years for this. Um, so if you're taking this lightly, um, watch for signs, um, and if you so trust anything I've ever said, please at least have bulk of staple things: flour, rice, salt and pepper, honey, medications if you feel you need to do that, canned meats, seeds to plant stuff. Hopefully, if you're growing plants, they're plants that are edible. Like, and when I say that, I didn't even think to make a video about this. A lot of us have plants that purify the air, things that are pretty, but it would have been a good idea to plant things inside. Like, there's certain things you can plant indoors that are edible, like lettuce and potatoes in boxes. There's ways to plant them in boxes and plant them indoors. At this point, I mean, as much as we're in January, we are embarking on spring. Eventually, like, retailers are now putting out spring stuff. So very soon you'll be able to see seeds. It's a good idea to get seeds, to gather seeds, and find a way to plant things where you can bring them inside, indoors, and make them portable. Um, this is a warning. I know there's not by chance that the Lord let it so that it was impossible for me to ignore the fact that this is what I should be focusing on. And now that I've spoken to you all, I know that I need to be looking at other platforms to do this as well. Anyway, I appreciate you all. I hope you all had a new year and Merry Christmas. I know it's very, very late, but I felt the urge to come on and let you know that what's going on, what's been happening with me. Uh, Feel free to message me, as people have been on Instagram and email. And thank you for those who continue to support me in spite of the fact that you weren't sure. Some of you have sent prayers or indicated or alluded to the idea that you're praying for me. Some of you must have had a feeling that something was happening with me. Um, I will be looking to try and reach out to Celestial, see if I can just let her know that we are thinking about her, and just see if I can catch up on videos to find out what happened to her specifically. Anyway, I love you all so very much. Thank you again for your continued support, and I will be more. I will definitely be more consistent with uploading. The enemy will not like that, but that's just what it is. It can be exhausting, but now that my focus is this, I'll have more energy to be able to do that. All right. Okay. So again, hope you had a great Sabbath. Hope you had a great Christmas and a great New Year. I know the Lord does not. This is not the Lord's calendar for those things anyway. So it's a Jewish calendar. I'm not too sure what the dates are. I'll look into that. By now I should know this, but I don't know. I'll look into it. All right. A lot of what we do is pagan. Not all the celebrations that our world engages in is very pagan. So yeah. Thanks again. Thanks for being here and supporting the channel. Remember, you were made marvelous. You were made specifically for this time. Nothing's by chance. The Lord would never leave you. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. So just know He's with us during this time. Please start looking into transitioning how you prepare or you access food for yourself and your families. If you have a pet, consider that as well. Okay, you're not going to be able to run to the store and buy pet food probably as well. So think about how what is your food, your pet likes to eat. So you can have that, something that you can grow, because animals can eat raw food. Like the animals were on the earth before we were. They were eating something, right? Anyway, okay. Until next time, be blessed. Love you.